Hello and welcome to this video. In this video, I will cover the electric vehicle. The electric car market, auto market is very hot because of the Tesla. And the share price is never is not stopping, and there are not few uh, the cars available to covers. So there are only few more. So I thought when I'm covering this industry, so there are two more sticker which is in my view. The first one, first is the Tesla, which I have already covered in my deep fundamental analysis of that why the stock is going up and all. And the second one, which I want to cover today, is the NIO. And there is one more I will cover after this. Depend upon how much you like this video, and if you want me to continue cover that as well. Okay, so that's one of the reason I'm covering based on the auto industry, electric vehicles sector. I want to cover on the auto industry sector. And so the ticker is the NIO, and the company name is NIO as well. Okay, so if you are new to my channel, let me give you my quick introduction. My name is Pramod Kumar. I'm a CFA charter holder and FRM certified, and this is my website, riseanalytics.ca. Okay, so in my channel I mostly does the deep analysis on the stocks based on the very long term perspective, that is it a multi-baggers or not, or it is good for our portfolio, not from the trading perspective. Okay, so given that, let's get started. So the agenda for today is to cover what NIO is all about, its financial, and then to try to form the opinion. Simple as better. So let me go and see first the informations. Okay, now I'm on the Yahoo Finance website. I just want to give you the quick overview where the company stands today, and then we'll go more deeper into that. So the company basically, it's listed on the New York Stock Exchange, and this is the $17.0071 billion the market cap of that company, which is huge, right? And the earning per share is negative, is minus 44 basically, and the company is not paying any dividend, which is expected. But the one thing the 52-week range, if you see, that's a huge, from 1.19 in the beginning of this year when the price is trading. If somebody bought the shares at $1, it's already 15 times up, right? Almost 15 times up, you can see here. But one other thing interesting is, although when the market is going down, I was just looking into this share last week. It was trading at, this is the daily chart. Just to save time, I put the NIO ticker and plot it on the daily time intervals. And if you have just noticed, this is like a snake kind of a ladders within a 1st of June, and now is 1st of July and 10th of July. From the Canada Day to now, it's already been up 100%, right? So if it was $7, now it is $14. So somebody who has bought this in the 1st of July already doubled their money by now, right? But it's also not too late to see. So do you think is a good investment or is not a bad investment? Let's see and trying to figure it out. But before we do that, let's see on the NIO website, right? So if I go on to on the NIO website, I'll see there are many top analysts as well covering this, right? JP Morgan, Credit Suisse, Citi, and so on, and the Bank of Maryland. So this seems like the pretty big investment banks, they have an eye on it. So that's a good positive sign, and I'll make a check on that one. The another thing is, which I like to highlight here, is if I come here, the most of this, so this is the car is in production, and that's one, and it's been selling since last year. The one of the model which is sell, and I'll show you the number as well, is ES08. So this is the model. So this is a 7 because before we buy, so right now this is in ES8, is a 7-seater model, and this is like a SUV, looks pretty cool from outside. The range is good, and 0 to 100 in 4.9, and from the inside is pretty much similar, like a big screen here, like a Tesla, right? It's like similar, but overall is good. Okay, there another model is ES6. So these are like a luxury SUVs, right? So these are not like a regular SUVs. So I noticed in one of the YouTube videos that this is in 60,000 US dollars they are selling for ES8, which is quite good in terms of the number. And then this is another ES8. I don't want to go into very deep, but I just want to give you the before you buy any product, right? This is any stock because a longer term perspective. I just want to see from how the companies, right? And then this is a SUV as well, which is also looks pretty cool. Okay, so and from the NIO Life, basically NIO Life, they is as well something they also install the charging station at home if the person has the space there, and on. So if you see from the high level perspective, the NIO house and all, so this seems like pretty much the same concept what Tesla is trying to do, but more into this Chinese market, right? Okay, so let's continue. Okay, so we have just seen, okay, this is a Chinese electric vehicle, which looks like a share pricing surging up. This is this much $1 billion company, and they have multiple electronic vehicle models, right? And not only the electronic vehicle models, and they have autonomous driving capability as well, just like they're also into that. So pretty much the model, what I find is same, is very tightly closely correlated with the Tesla model. For sure, Tesla is way ahead in the game. They are the first one and very popular. The over $1,000 stock is trading, but we need to catch up early, right? If somebody who missed the boat with Tesla, it's not too late. Can we say this thing to NIO as well? Let's see, right? One thing it's really like about the company from the fact perspective, right? Here I'm presenting the fact and everything from a side. From the fact perspective, the research and development is in Shanghai, Beijing, Silicon Valley, in Germany, Munich in Germany, and in UK as well. And I'll also not take the words, but I also show you how many employees are there as well, right, in that. So there as in the later slides. Okay, so let's see from their facts, continue to our facts. So in 2019 December, what I got from their year-end annual report, which is published in recently, that the ES8 models they have delivered in 20,480 models in 270 cities, right? The ES6 is 11,433 models is been delivered. So that's a very good news. It's the company which is in just a year old listed as a public and started production, people show the confidence in them, right, and adopting them. And Chinese has a lot of billionaire as well, right, because how the country is growing, they have a lot of billionaire. So believe they is a good opportunity, right? So taking orders, they are also now started taking order to another this is ES6S and this EC6, EC6, right? To their new app. So the concept is similar. They're not doing very heavy in advertisement. The mostly is through the new app they can take, and planning to do the delivery in this year, September 2020, right? So that's another plus. So another category they're introducing in multi-channels. So that's from the fact. Okay. So if I go to now enough about the high level view, let's see the facts. So this is when I take their numbers. This is in Chinese, I think it's called rubles. It's in Chinese currency and in thousands. So these are in millions. So the vehicle sales, it's increased, right? Almost double. If I notice from 2018 to 2019, and it's equivalent to 1 million, which is not very large figure if we can see, but it's still pretty good amount, right? And the other sales is 65. Okay, so let's say from the total revenue perspective, right? So the total revenue is pretty okay. The cost of the sales, if you notice, is very high, right? The vehicle cost to make it, so this means they are not even making the break even yet, because right now the production, because they are in very early stage. If we go back to our economic class, sorry, let me hide myself, right, so you can see the full chart. So basically when the number of unit is lower, then the cost is higher, but when more and more units is sold, then the cost goes equal. It will be a break even to the revenue, and then the revenue goes up and the cost goes down, and that's how it makes the profit. So since the company is very new, and so it's just a year old in production, so I expect in near future they should have the profit, but at now it's been lost. Even the Tesla, who's been selling for a long time now, it's been lost. And when I read into their the financials, I notice even the Chinese government is giving the discounts, as just like in the Canadian governments on the electronic vehicles, but maybe the discount get lower in going forwards and all, but that the discount is still available because of on the, and all the companies basically and the countries, and that's a trend going on, right, to go there, and that's why most of the countries are giving that kind of a discounts, right? So when more and more people will be on electric vehicle, for sure, I think that will be lower, but I believe that's not anytime sooner. Okay, but the financial looks pretty poor, honestly, and which is as expected, because this is a year-old company. What we can expect from there? But I just want to show you the fact. Okay, now let's see their cash flow statements. Okay, so on the cash flow statement as well, the cash is in it's very negative, from 4 to 7 million, and then it's in US dollar less. For sure, their investment is keep increasing, which is a good sign. They are investing. Hopefully, they're making good production house as well, so they can build this more vehicles. And as usual, they are raising the finance as well. So from 12 to 11 million Chinese currencies, they're increasing the money to survive. One thing to highlight here is, because of this COVID-19 and all, the company, this is a $1 billion, they got a bailout from their local Chinese government. So let me show it to you, just to okay, to show it to you, I got this article. Maybe I'll also put in the description link if you want to check it out. That's a good article to see. So maybe somebody who doesn't want to own because of that. So the NIO has although they have a good quarter in terms of the sale by most account. Yeah, one more thing. So NIO is also backed by the Tencent, another Chinese company. So they have a shares in NIO stakes in the NIO as well, which is not bad. But this is I think is a very crucial news, that $1 billion bailout from the local government in China, right? So that's it's a news. So that's why NIO has committed to its core assets to its new China only subsidiary. So basically the government, maybe because of that, this investor, who is the Chinese investors, has the 24% stake in the NIO China, right? And the others 76% now belongs to the NIO Inc., which is available to rest of us. But anyway, that's for the big. But seems like they need to invest in NIO China and all because of that. But this is hopefully it's not get influenced too much by the local Chinese government, right? Because if it yeah, so that's what I like to share. Let's go back. Now another thing I want to show it to you, that the NIO has the worldwide employees of 7,442. So which is not a lot, but it's still a lot. Most of their employees are in China. almost 50%, right, or a little over 50%. But in other places, it's still they have a fair amount of presence. For example, in North Carolina, they have 357 and plus 20 in general administration. In Munich, they have also over 100. In UK, they have a very fairly small presence, but still they have 34 plus 4 general employees as well, making 38. So that's why the reason why I have put it is just not they have only the offices there for the general administration, but they also have a real product and some software development going on there. And the idea what NIO, I think what initially when it started is they want a global presence trying to compete with Tesla, maybe, and since because they are in the same category or the same race. One way, so from if I want to now form the opinion on the NIO, on the electric vehicle segment, so for sure maybe they are new. One thing I also okay, so one thing I maybe I'll show my face now is better, right? So for sure they are very new in terms of maybe the financial as poor, very poor, which is expected, but they are also very new in terms of the this industry, right? So, and the industry is new as well, but the industry is very big. So, and but if you think from they are not the concept anymore. They are doing the development, they are doing the sale, they are diversifying it, and they also participate in Formula One race, and where they did a very good as well. It is in their document. So these are the fact, right? These are not the prototype. So only one company which I see after Tesla, which is doing a purely on the electric vehicle side, is NIO. Okay, now see from the other fact, okay, the political environment with China, the coronavirus and all, from if I see from that angle side, for sure these are there. But think from this the long term perspective, these are I see these from the more on from the short term side, right? But because if the global economic perspective, right, each company from the economic of sale perspective, certain companies are countries are good in doing something, and other countries are good in doing certain things. So it's good and bring more synergy in the long term, or when the countries does what it's good at and try to do more export, more import, rather than these clashes, right? So these clashes I take as or tension as a short term perspective, but from the long term perspective, I think and even if I've been very negative from the long term, let's say, right, okay, maybe NIO won't able to do or export in other countries because of maybe some ties and all. But even if they have do in the Chinese market, right? Let's say how many billionaire are growing in the China's market. Let me show it to you. So I just did a quick search on the billionaire, the Chinese billionaire growth rate, and it's just come in the Google, right? I'm not doing very intense search, so it's from the BBC, is a very reputed news channel, British broadcasting. It says China produced billionaire at the rate of 2 a week, at the rate of 2, so 2%, right? Says the Swiss bank and the UBS bank, right? It's a very, and its auditor is PwC. The number of billionaires in the country saw a net increase from 378 to 373, with a joint wealth of 1.1 trillion, right? So because of the wealth increasing, the more and more billionaire and increasing, and if so that's a very good sign, even if on the short term basis, right? Because the company can able to sell well in the local market, let's say 2 to 3 years. Let's say if this is because of the coronavirus, US economic need take time to build up. So from that grow, and then they will become more stable, and the relation, let's say, even goes better after 5 years. I'm just guessing, right? That's my opinion. But because the long term, for sure, though, every relation should be much better, right, for the health of the all the economy. So, and they're trying to then go to the bigger or global economy, which even the worst case. So even in that case, I believe the price of $10 to $15 at the moment, as compared to $1,000 or any other, the companies which I see in the US companies, which is not making money, like a Shopify as well, right? Which is trading $1,000, and the company is been there for a few years, but not even making a profit as well. As compared to these, is very, the company I think is cheaper, uh, as it used, and from its price. So I think it can be a good long-term investment, if or either Tesla or this company, or I'm not sure about the next one. I want to do the Nikola as well. Because that's also on the electric vehicle, and especially on the truck side, and that, if I'm not mistaken, I haven't did any research on it. But let me know what you think from this talk. If you like this my video, do like and if you're new, kindly subscribe it. And there are so many other videos like similar, where if has a good stable financials, I do even very very deep financial analysis on that stock. Okay, so if you like it, give a thumbs up and let me know what you think about this company and your future. Do you think it's really a good buy from the long-term perspective, or do you want to stay away because of the political pressures, or from the at the moment, right? So it's good to know, because of the investor community, what the investors are thinking from the long-term perspective, right? And I like to know your opinion as well. Okay, thank you very much, and so hopefully soon see you in the next video. Bye for now.